legitimately running an honest campaign. But again, just to reiterate, I will not be mad nor shocked if we find out a year from now it was all one big trolly mockumentary social experiment.
The people of Lego Money may disagree.
Just for the record, I'm you.
And that's right.
Thank you for your service. Of course, we thank the people who serve for our country, so thank you.
Sorry, Ty Mike, that was my bad. What did you say?
I said non-union. I said it's just working on union.
Yeah, Tom's the one legitimate, true, real actor on this stage, so I have to remind myself that he is legitimate. The rest of us are just we're unknowingly reality co-stars in John's wonderful experiment that he's conducting here on Cloud House.
Hey, John, I agree, but nothing takes away from his intelligence, right? Anybody said takes away from his intelligence.
Dude, I'm gonna drop bombs real quick. Hey, John, could you please just click on my PTR or pull to refresh? Click on my image and tell me what that is a picture of.
That's me with General Grinolds of the U.S. Army, graduating the Citadel and getting my diploma as a regimental major.
Oh, shit!
John, how much money did you raise specifically from Clubhouse?
Worth $510.
$510, okay.
That's the only thing that bugs me, John, because it's no money. I don't get it.
Got to start somewhere, Timok. One step forward becomes a billion steps. The acorn becomes the tree. The micro becomes the macro. Where is your faith? All I hear are complainers.
What's your goal?
John, what are you how do you
One might
just retired?
they keep talking about your intelligence. $900. Come on.
Well, let me make another demonstration of intelligence and go back to meditating silently for the next 10 minutes.
But John, what do you do for a living? Are you just retired and just at home with 15 phones?
I'm sorry. I'm campaigning for Congress right now. I got to take a call with a campaign manager. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump in. But you might be. That might be for real. Brad might say no. He might be. He might be military, but I still, as far as Congress thing, I think it's all sham.
way earlier in the day? I don't know if he's actually military or not, if he was discharged for being retarded. I just know that right now he used that photo before 2 years ago and tried to scam people and said he was like some sort of SEAL team sniper on you.
No, I
He was fucking with you guys. God,
I don't give a fuck.
You can't figure it out. You guys berate and harangue him, and he's like, yeah, I'm the best SEAL ever. I fucking killed a million people. You're like, Stolen Valor.
But wait, how many years did he serve? Because I thought he said he only served 4. So how does he have
He was a
that?
butter bar for 4 years is what he said.
So how do you have that rate of 4 years of service? That's not
That's
possible.
not what I
That's what I
said.
mean. And his dates of graduation keep changing. He was an enlisted man for 20 years, and then he all of a sudden became an officer for 4. So again, his story keeps evolving. And Stolen Valor is actually claiming to be more than what you are. So that, and then you solicit funds. So if you say you're a SEAL and you're not really a SEAL,
Killed a million
that's
people.
Stolen Valor, Rich. I know some pussy like you who's
But he's
never
better than
served,
Chris Kyle.
like
He trained
that,
Chris Kyle.
like
You
standing
guys
off
took
the
that
welfare
seriously?
system, thinking somehow you get it. I get EBT warriors like you that want to go ahead and side with fucking crazy retards like Edmund here. That's fucking weird. But I'm telling you right now, it's still Stolen Valor.
maybe he's just trolling. Maybe it's trolling.
I did exactly the biggest troll. Him and Roger are doing a troll for some reason. I'm telling my Republican, except for Rich and all the others and Keegan's, please, Keegan's, give what little food stamp money you guys have. I know you're the type that goes out there and pours 2 liters of sodas out in the parking lot and then returns it for cash. Take all that money and give it to Edmund. The rest of you don't donate to this campaign.
It still stands. He's not getting irritable or over dramatic, and regardless if he's running or not,
And you
he's
are,
pretty
Rob.
intelligent. Yeah, and Brad, you're the one who's getting irritable and over dramatic.
Where did Mojo go? What happened, ladies? Where did Mojo go? What happened to that kid?
He didn't get to be part of this or have his name attached to it, so he left Nia and Serendipity in charge.
That's what I'm wondering.
And actually, what I said, Brad, is I earned $234,000 as a crane operator in West Texas in the petroleum industry, working on doing tow preps and frac. And then I made an extra 15 grand doing Uber on the side down in Midland, Odessa. And then I said I gained the system a little bit. After getting terminated because I ran over a piece of metal and it cut 3 tires on the fucking crane. But I was also working 24 hours straight, and by our policy, we're not supposed to work more than 15 hours. Even though I was doing a little bit of fucking extra work for the fucking boss, he fucking busted me to corporate and said, well, I never fucking told him that he could work 24 hours, even though it was one of those wink, wink, hey, we gotta get shit done, gotta get these fucking cranes moved. So I went ahead and took it upon myself to fucking do what I knew he was insinuating. And when shit rolls downhill, and corporate starts asking your fucking branch manager, hey, why is this guy working 24 fucking hours straight? He's not allowed to do that. And he goes, well, I didn't tell him he could do that, even though everybody does.
So again, what you just heard was literally Rich admitting to scamming the welfare system.
Might as well. Everybody else fucking seems to do it.
No, exactly. Like, I took fucking, extra fucking help from the government.
I think,
But I also expressed that I was taking care of my dying fucking parents for the entire fucking year, too.
Are you guys having a fight? Are you guys having a fight?
Hold on 1 second. I think Serendipity was trying to speak. Serendipity, was that you that came off mic? I heard female.
That's FEMA.
Oh, that was female. Okay, hold on. Fellas, gentlemen, can we give some space to the female voice for a second? Uninterrupted. Go ahead, female.
thank you so much, and I appreciate you. Yeah, I think what I'm gathering, I'm with NY. I think this is more of a symbolic campaign. Do you guys remember the guy who ran for president, with the boot over his head? We've seen people do this. What was it? Vermin Supreme, right? He ran for president. And the other guy,
that was a kid in Iowa in 2016 who ran under the nom de guerre, these nuts.
Right.
West, Kanye West.
Well, they're right. So there was Vermin Supreme. He was big in the political. He took this boot, put it over his head. He wanted to. He had this absurdist humor edge, and it was to just draw attention to obviously the things that he wanted to. And then the rent is too damn high part. You guys remember that? Jimmy McMillan, the guy who ran for governor and mayor a bunch of times, and he just ended with the rent's too damn high. You guys remember, right? So we've seen, and there are countless other. I don't remember off the top of my head, but even Ralph Nader back in the day, he knew that he wasn't going to win. He knew that when he ran for maybe 80, maybe about 12 years, out of a period of over 12 years, he was running, and he knew that he was never going to get elected. And the idea was, and they asked him all the time, what, you're not going to get elected. The point is to draw attention, to put pressure, draw awareness, stuff like that. And I think that that's what he's doing. And I got to be honest, I think it's a great cause because, it's our financial system, and we are in stage 6 of the end of our debt cycle, according to Ray Dalio, the end of a fiat currency if we continue to spend. So I think that spend unaccountable, whatever, the way that we're going. So I think it's great, and I appreciate it. I think everybody should support John. I think maybe John could get a little bit more transparent about this for us, so we can then understand exactly what's happening and be a part of it, right? Because I also am not convinced right now that it's a serious thing, but I still think that it's serious in the realm of awareness, and potentially this could make national news. I think that's probably much more of what he's looking to do.
It ain't gonna make national news, but you're right. It is a scam.
Vermin Supreme made it. Red Damn High made it. Joan Jett Black, remember that? Who ran for mayor? The LGBT, the queer, right? There's
this room going on ever.
It's funny. It's funny, and John is funny. And when he easily irritates people, it's funny. Because it's not him who's getting all wound up, it's everyone else. And it really doesn't matter if he's running or not, because it's not him getting wound up, it's everyone else. And it's absolutely Well, it's absolutely hilarious.
I agree, Rob. Couldn't agree more. The joke's on him. That's the gag.
Might be true.
I'm still finding it hard to believe that people would actually donate money to this guy.
That again is not the point. It is funny. And yes, if anyone's donating him money, they're either way too rich and don't know how to spend their money.
Kyle, I'm making a point that I'm saying that I find it hard to believe and understand that people would actually donate money to this guy.
Rowan, there's a guy on YouTube who wears a fucking toilet bowl seat around his fucking neck, covered in fucking chocolate sauce, and sits there and goes, "Little piggy, little piggy, little piggy, little piggy," and people fucking donate him money. You think that's wild? Like, people donate money to all kinds of fucking weird, stupid shit.
Rich, did you give money to that guy?
No, I didn't give any money to John. I wouldn't give any money to John because you will never know if John is trolling or if he's being genuine.
He's trolling.
He might be. If I genuinely believed that John was trying to run for Congress, then I'd probably donate some money.
I'm sure raising money under a false narrative that's crazy.
I'm sure Rowan gives money to NAMBLA.
Did you notice the mouse shoe? Maybe what's NAMBLA?
Yeah,
I did, but
North American Man Boy Love Association.
NAMBLA?
It's old dudes that want to fuck kids.
Alright,
It's a federal group.
Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty?
No, I wasn't saying that's what he's guilty of. I was just
my apologies, Ro. I didn't know you had a green bean. My apologies, Ro. Sorry.
So I was going to ask John 2 questions. John, what is the filing fee in Illinois for the district you're running in? What do they charge?
It's $0.
So you just need signatures. They literally don't have any campaign filing fees.
Correct. It's about 600 signatures.
600 signatures. Okay. And when people donate to you, is that money going into your private bank account?
No, of course not. It's going into the campaign account under an EIN, and I've got a bank letter, and it's all set up with Antidote if you want to donate right now. But I'm finished answering questions for now. I want to bask in my military glory and victory of making Brad eat his Irish potato stuffings and shepherd's pie. You hear that, Brad? I hope you have a nice shepherd's pie tonight, Brad. Look at the PTR. Service connected, disabled veteran. Look at the second lieutenant ID card, Brad. I hope you eat your shepherd's pie, Brad. Eat that shepherd's pie. You got some shepherd's pie on you, Brad.
Hi, Brad. I think he got you, Brad. I think
I think he's the type of guy, type of guys that play around with their poop and just like walk around and people look at his videos.
Bro, I told you there's a YouTube guy that does that. He wears a fucking toilet bowl seat around saying, "You can donate $20 right now, Brad." And he sits and yells at the camera, "Little piggy, little piggy, little piggy."
Okay, you done there, little piggy?
Donate $20.
Shut up, Rich.
Okay,
Shut your terrorist.
Shut
I
up,
think we
Rich.
need to
I think we just need to move Rich down.
I think we need to start a new discussion, and I think the new discussion should be the most effective way to manage mental health in this hyper-connected world that we're living in. And I was
But time back. I don't know if he really served. He keeps shit fucking idiots. And you just heard the other idiot fucking idiots. And you just heard the other idiot that's backing him up saying, yes, so what? I scammed the welfare system. Fucking great. You're bitching about tax dollars. Rich is emblematic of that fucking.
I got a tax return. I brought home $249 between Uber and my crane job too. So just, you're welcome. Donald Trump said it best. Take advantage of the tax system. It's built for us.
Brad, would you donate $40 so I can get some party power or powder, for my birthday? It'd be a good time. I'm being upfront.
Once you just sit on this app long enough, how many of you ever jump to be on stage as a female
used to have a female PTR. How many of you remember that?
Yeah, we all remember
forget.
that. It's trolling.
How many of you been on this? Yeah,
we all
yeah.
remember.
So that's interesting.
On point.
You're running for Congress, and there's a lot of things that are pretty messy there. I mean,
Hey, John, real quick question: Is a second lieutenant, is that enlisted or is that an officer?
That's an officer. That's called an officer. A second lieutenant with gold butter bars is called an officer and a gentleman.
Can we have one mic though?
This is discipline, guys. Come on.
Isn't a second lieutenant what you go in as when you first go in as an officer?
That's correct. I was the lowest ranking officer there. But you know what? I'm so tired of answering these one-off questions. I'm going to go back to my positive mojo vibration and keep meditating for another 10 minutes.
Pepe, did you hear where he said that he got injured and medically discharged afterwards?
All the time on this app when they take timeouts. Yeah, when you have to take a timeout.
John, before you do, because of your experience with linguistics and interrogation, can you explain to us what the word psycholinguistics means?
I think maybe you might be better at telling us what psycholinguistics means. Please proceed, dude.
Well, it's very interesting. How people speak actually can say a lot about them. And this is really, really interesting. So based off of a person's lexicon and semantic comprehension and how they speak with the tone, cadence, and rhythm, it shows a lot about their personality and
Why
a
do
lot
you speak
about how
with a
they
bottom pitch cadence, bitch boy?
Okay, let's just have one mic. Pepe,
I mean, like, so that shows a lot about you. That shows a lot about you and how you habitually think, actually, with your comments that you say on a regular basis.
You just want me to bury in your pooper. That's all you want.
Hold on, we have a So wait a minute, because a lot of us in here are mental, and I say that respectfully. We have a new poll up. Does Clubhouse draw a type? Everybody please vote and be honest. Some of y'all need to select that first option. Yes, we are all mental. I know I did. Okay.
John, use all your accounts to vote. You know where you're going to vote.
All right, so let's take some time and acknowledge the poll. Acknowledge the poll. And can we
I'm looking for the narcissist.
Yeah, let's kind of shift the conversation a little bit. We can get off John's nuts just momentarily, fellas, if it's possible.
Damn. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fuck all of you guys can all suck my fucking dick, and all of the men in here are a bunch of sodomites. Eat a fucking.
Well, okay, can we all excuse Pepe just for a second? Okay, he hasn't had his medication for the last couple of days. We need to be able to understand and appreciate there are people with mental illnesses, and just have a little bit of grace for that, okay?
Go back to teabagging little boys' bicycles.
So it doesn't need to be a mental illness. It just could be that he's overly perverted and he never gets laid.
Let me ask some of y'all a question. Some of the guys on here who like to spar daily. How do you decide when it's time to take a break from Clubhouse or social media altogether? I mean, are there any signs you notice in the deterioration of your mental health or how you respond or react to people on this app? When do you know it's time to kind of log out of Clubhouse and not log back in for a hot day? Legitimate question.
Right. When it isn't supporting your bottom line, if your bottom line is worth $900 on a campaign, or your bottom line is to take care of your kids, or your bottom line, your career is shooting through the roof, and when you come on Clubhouse, it's not supportive of that. That's when it's time to jet.
Well, I'm triggered by little things.
My bottom line is to give everybody hell. That's all it is.
At night, my check is usually like when Kyle's mother wants to kiss me off good night or good day, and then I have to leave change on the counter so he can go ahead and get his milk duds or his lunch money. So, that's when I realized, like, hey, maybe I need to take a break.
Wait, who is
It's funny how you say the same joke about the same people all the time.
The one that came up and said, dude, who has the lisp, and he talks in a very flowery voice, and, he misses his daddy.
Brad, by the time this app burns to the ground, you will have ran through everybody's wife and mom, and I hope that we get a docu-series about that too. Brad's, The Adventures of Brad's Penis, respectfully.
Does anybody else ever feel that Brad likes to project a lot?
Yeah, Brad definitely watches a lot of porn for sure.
No, he's widowed, so he can do whatever he wants with his dick. You guys,
We're
you're
not
hating.
gonna speak about Brad's wife. We're not gonna speak about Brad's wife. That's triggering.
Brown said
I didn't do it.
He just said he's widowed. It wasn't anything.
I mean, yeah, he didn't say anything about his wife.
He didn't say this morning.
His
He
marital
didn't say
status.
this morning that Brad killed his wife, which he did say, Brad, this morning.
Brad killed his
We're
wife.
not going
No,
to.
Keegan said
Yeah,
that.
Keegan said that. We're not going to rehash that though, because Brad doesn't need it, nobody needs it. We just don't need to
Yeah,
rehash
widowed
that.
isn't talking about someone. It's just respecting him as a widow.
Where's Keegan? Where's Keegan?
Hold on, I would
Where's,
like to welcome.
well, just ask him a question, Nye. Where's Keegan on stage?
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to add him.
I want to welcome Anson to the stage. Hi, Anson. We had a great room. The education room today was really, really wonderful. Thank you for opening up that space. It got a little spicy towards the end there, so if you go back and listen to the replay, it got a little spicy, but we tried to reel it back in. It got a little off topic, but overall, I hope I know you had to leave early. I hope you're proud of the overall discussion. Thank you, Anson. And I don't know if there's a room for tomorrow, Anson, that you want to plug, and the topic you want to plug, and what time, and the name of the house. But can we show some grace and silence for Anson for a moment, please, gentlemen? Anson, the mic is yours if you would like to speak.
Well, I listened to the replay. Holy shit.
Don't fucking cuss in here.
Hey!
Right. I already apologized to XJ yesterday for chiding him on that. But I mean, it got a little spicy. You're absolutely right, and I'm sure I couldn't have done. I'll message Roger and give him a suggestion or something, probably early tomorrow. So, see you guys around the block.
Who was that? Time out. Go ahead, time out.
Yeah, you did a great job, Anson. You just when you're doing the room, when you're moderating, it keeps it above ground and mature. I guess when you left, I don't know. It was
Roger.
It just went south.
Yeah, I hate that we didn't get a chance to talk about. One thing I wanted to touch on was the failing, the ethic, this kind of ethical dilemma that many teachers are facing now, where they have to pass failing students, which really bothers me, and I was hoping we could touch on that. But maybe if we talk about this topic in the future, I'd like to get Anson and maybe some of the educators' opinions and thoughts on why the public school system feels compelled to pass these dummies when they can't read and write at grade level. Everybody gets a passing grade. They don't want to fail anybody. So yeah, I hate that we didn't get to that, but maybe next time. Thank you, Anson.
Well, I would tell you that that is a huge problem, and I lumped it into that item on the poll called rigor and accountability. We must teach with rigor, and we must hold everyone accountable, which includes failing people.
They did talk about the disparate outcomes between different groups of people, and so they want to create, equality of outcomes or some stupid shit. And so if like one group is like doing really poorly versus another group, that's sign of inequality, and it must be addressed.
But Pepe, is that like is that got a lot of steam? That's kind of in the past, isn't it?
No, Washington, California, and Oregon. I mean, you can look it up, dude. I didn't know about this shit.
I can say it's happened. I'm just saying, haven't we moved past that already?
Nope.
All right. Well, I don't know if Anson wants to answer this question. I don't know. Nope.
Hey, Anson, if you look through the pictures, the images, the PTRs, can you tell me if you think that's a legit cat card?
I'm sorry, it's a legit what?
Common access card, cat card.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not a geek. Is there something wrong with my PTR? Is that what you're saying?
No, don't worry about it.
Don't waste this time. Anson, we were talking about what had the most votes in the poll, there was something else. Everybody was agreeing that the education system, K to 12, we need something else. And you were saying something. People have to be specific in what that something else is. And yeah, I'm an actor. I'm a martial artist. When I was a kid, I dealt with a lot of tough things. Everything from abuse to all that bullying stuff. It got me into martial arts real deep. And I think sports and things like this, art and things like that, are really valuable for young people. But what I was alluding to, that I'm going to have an October 2-day retreat with cops and principals, is Dr. Joe Dispenza's work that talks about the science of behavior, the science of the mind, and it will be a different approach fundamentally on how we're approaching kids, the way they think, and how to educate them about the mind. I don't know if that's been in the education system, the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, these kind of things. Do you know?
I think it's been in the education system as long as we've had an education system whose goal is to improve the way people think.
Right, but I mean, when I was in school, I never had a class that focused on that at all. I don't even remember it coming up when I was a kid.
My retort to that is, once you learn how to read, write, and do arithmetic, then you might be able to have reasonable discussions along those lines. But my point is that we continue to fail to teach kids how to read, write, and do arithmetic. So it's hopeless to be able to engage in higher level subjects.
And why is it that they're not having that happen? What's in the way? Why is it lost focus?
I don't mean to dominate this room in any way, nor
please. What's going on?
But I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to my fundamental point, Tamak, that rigor and accountability. The reason we don't teach kids how to read, write, and do arithmetic to a level of competency is because we lack rigor and accountability in doing it. And if somebody calls that racist, then I tend to strongly disagree.
Oh, I don't think that's who makes those decisions.
Who makes the decisions as to what is competent in terms of reading?
No, not what competence to make sure that that's the standards around that is high. Who keeps that standard? Reading, math, these kind of things.
Well, that's a tricky question. If the government is running the schools, which other than private schools they do, they're the ones providing the funding. So what you're really asking is, who sets the standards? And my answer, I guess, is governmental authority through school boards, elected officials, superintendents, principals, and teachers. But we've got to have good, strong standards. And I think we sadly lack it in those good, strong standards. And ultimately, if it's a public government-funded school system, then the government has to have the courage to both set good standards, high standards, and hold people accountable to achieving those standards.
Okay, thanks for answering my question. How about martial arts or some? Because I would have liked to have martial arts when I had it outside of the school, but that would have been something I would have liked in the school as well. What do you think? Not obviously not for violence, but self-defense and discipline and camaraderie, working together, these kind of things. What do you think about having it in the school system?
I didn't come in here to I'm glad to engage in this discussion, don't get me wrong, but I've already probably bloviated too much in my own room. The last thing I want to do is bloviate in here and piss everybody off. So I'm here to, I just sort of dropped in to say, oh my God, the wheels went off the room. I mean, but
they were still off the room. They were still, it came into this room.
Yeah, okay, all right, well, I'll engage in a conversation, but I don't think, my companion is already pissed off at me because I'm spending too much time on Clubhouse.
We were being, this was a room full of violence.
Making death threats, and he's doing libel and slander. Please go to John Kitover Instagram. I put the link in the chat. The campaign lawyer is preparing to file libel and slander charges against you, Brad. I'm sorry, but it's all on the Instagram.
Why don't you eat a bag of dicks, and why don't you clean the piss stains off of your underwear?
Can we at least listen? We have, and I say this respectfully, a very highly intelligent, articulate elder Anson on the stage, who we should show just a little bit of respect, right, with the language. And I don't want to police anybody's language. I know this is the muff. We get fired up, and that's cool. Anson, I appreciate you coming into this space to just, because before you came in here, it was violent. It was insane. You provided, with your submission, just a brief moment where we all could just kind of breathe. There was no name calling, no insults, no threats of violence. So I for one, appreciate you, Anson, just being, you weren't even aware that you came into this room at a time when it was heated, and you kind of tempered things and cooled things down. So I appreciate that, guys. And while Anson's on the stage, I know I'm not, can we just be cool? Like, let's not talk about dicks and all this other stuff for a minute. Just for a hot minute. Can we just show some respect for our elder on the stage? Maybe I'm old school and old fashioned, and y'all can curse me out if you want to, because I'm putting out.
Well, I assure you, Nye, and the rest of the room, if you look at my profile, I can get down and dirty and have done that for many. I can cuss like a sailor and multiply it times 10. So been there, done that. I know how to handle myself in those kinds of situations. And go ahead, let her rip. I'm going to bow out and make peace in my own home because I'm spending too much time on Clubhouse now. But thanks for your compliment, and we'll see all of you around on Clubhouse, I hope, particularly in the rational discussion room.
Later, Hudson. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for
I think we're really making some progress in that room. We've only had it for 4 days, but I think we're really making some progress in having, quote, a rational discussion.
I agree, Anson, and a lot of that is because of you. You're a good moderator in that room.
Yeah, I just want to say, Anson, we love and respect our veterans here in this room. Unlike some people.
Okay, y'all can go back to acting like wildlings now, but make sure you vote in the poll. Make sure you vote in the poll.
See how that's done?
And I love this fantastic group of wildlings. I call y'all wildlings respectfully. I'm a wildling too. We're all wildlings.
This is the only room you've probably been in where it's mostly white people trash talking like a bunch of animals.
Wait, you don't think the conspiracy theory rooms that she goes in isn't filled with like white women?
No, I said like where white people are trashing each other.
Yeah, you're right, Pepe. This is the only room that I go into where there's major white on white violence.
It's one of the only this is like, I think the white people on this app largely are in kind of will frequent the same rooms as each other, and a lot of people here obviously they know each other, and there's drama and people are drawn to that, and they trash talk. And,
Also, let me just say something. I don't want to make this about me, but I feel like I need to address this while there are folks in the room, okay? Speaking of white-on-white violence, and I'm not trying to bring up old memories, and I know one of the rules of the house is you don't bring up drama from another house. And I'm just going to touch on this momentarily while our fearless leader is away, Mojo. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I learned a lesson. Stay out of white folks' drama. Stay out of this white-on-white violence. I called myself because I got a lot of shit in the back end. I got a lot of shit yesterday when Keegan asked me to co-mod his space, and because he thought I would be a neutral mediator, moderator, and I thought, sure, I have no dog in this fight between Brad and Keegan. Little did I know, I could not have expected the aftermath would have been the way it turned out. So, and folks thought that it was my house, that I opened up that house. I did not. It was not my house. Folks thought that I created that title. I did not. Folks thought that I was picking sides. I was not. And I received numerous back channels and phone calls about, your account's going to get clipped. You're going to do this. You need to not. Why are you in it? And I didn't think about it in the moment because I thought, I'm just going to be a neutral moderator. So for anybody in the room now who was in that room yesterday and you were probably wondering the same thing, hear it from my mouth now. Hindsight is always 20/20. I will never get involved in this shit again because I didn't think I was going to catch the heat that I caught in the aftermath. I thought I was just being, cooler than the other side of a pillow by helping mod that space. So
you didn't do anything. Nine. The chat room's flaring right now.
But I would say that you didn't do anything wrong. First of all, one of the things that, and I saw it happening even in the chat of the room we were in, people were trying to redirect people to other rooms, and that is very common for them, for them to say like, oh, I wouldn't be moderating there, just to basically get you out of the space and into their room. Because you didn't say anything. I would say you weren't familiar with some of the people that came in. Like Cray did come in, and I was just like, oh shit, she doesn't know him. He will drag people. He had a room earlier, like 300 people in it, dragging somebody.
Hold on. I don't know who Lane Lynn is, but you're blocked. Goodbye, remove.
Wait, was it like Wesley and Prashant in the room or something, or what was going on?
No. It was basically just Keegan and whatever stupid drama with. I was remaining impartial. I didn't even speak.
Hold on. BB's saying she's making it about herself again, Yawn. I don't know if that's about me, but I rarely make these spaces about me, BB. So if that comment is to me,
ignore BB. She's drunk 24/7, 365.
Oh, a drunk.
Yeah, she's a British Persian lady who's always drunk all the time.
All she does, I let her. She's a feature in my rooms. I let her talk shit. She calls me how I'm stupid, I'm gay, I'm all of this stuff, and I don't even.
Pee-pee on your faggot, pee-pee.
Yeah, she will fuck your stage up when you let her up, but
bring her up.
She can fuck up my chat room. I don't care. But she talks shit to everybody.
If you claiming she's a drunk hoe, we're not going to deal with.
No, you got to bring her up just to hear what she sounds like. It's fucking hysterical.
No.
It's like Foster Brooks. Remember Foster Brooks? He's like, what are you talking about? That's BB.
Oh, fuck you, Pepe. You know what you're talking about.
Fuck you, Pepe. Motherfucker, you faggot.
BB, despite how she sounds, I saw a picture of her. She's actually pretty, which I was not expecting. I was expecting her to look like a total beast.
Sarah's the same way. Sarah's an attractive girl. She's just fucking crazy. I think it's because they're Persian.
She doesn't like when I speak. She can always not be in here when I'm here. You have options. What's up?
She's Persian. She's a hater.
Oh,
dude, she's somebody you just everybody ignores her.
She probably hates all black people. So
well, BB hates everybody.
Oh no, she loves the blacks in that way. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
That's what I was alluding to. Yeah.
Anyways, hey MG, what's up, boo? One of the most beautiful women on this app. Okay, so take the poll. Does Clubhouse draw a type? Certainly in this room. I always tell.
God damn it! Why are you moderating so much? No, everybody came here to fight.
Well, the ladies, this is the month. We moderate the vaginas. That's Roger's house rule. Certain vaginas, at least. I mean, I don't make these decisions. If I was moderating the vaginas, I would have a little bit more diversity. No disrespect to my beautiful white women on the stage.
Yeah, she's buzzing out on stage. Okay.
But I would have some more melanin.
I'll take the splash out the splash zone flowers. No, I don't take BB seriously. She's literally like, yeah, she will get stuck on one person and then just go off in the chat for hours and hours and hours. I've been on her charm as well.
It's her charm. She does it to me like every.
Yeah, that's what you gotta learn about
she's
BB.
a nobody and a nothing, so just ignore her.
Nothing, like the never-ending story, but nothing.
Yep, that's exactly the reference.
So
I'm the master. I'm the master.
So Rich, I see you're back. I guess things are settled. I guess we don't have to open the word worms, but
well, Roger said I could come back because we made amends.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to you on the back end. Yeah, so that'll be later.
Yeah,
I gotta show you something.
I'm very nice. Sorry.
Now you ran into that one.
Yeah, no, not like that, sir. But yeah.
I mean, John's the one with the LGBT flag, not me. You might be getting us confused.
Right.
I have no knowledge of them working anything out on the back end, but I do know that Roger unblocked him and that he was
2 days ago.
Yeah, he was here yesterday.
Yeah, Roger's seen that I've migrated over to chillism. There was 60 people in there today, and they're having phenomenal conversations. So I think that might have resolved a lot of it.
And you don't bring.
I was on stage here yesterday, and I've been on stage in chillism for the past 4 days now. What are you talking about, Brad? See, again, lies. It's like you said, John has stolen valor. He's a second lieutenant. He's a second lieutenant. He's got his Citadel fucking graduation fucking garb. And you're like,
scamming welfare. I mean, again, scamming welfare.
No, it's not scamming. It's called taking advantage of the system. Using the system to your advantage. Donald Trump said the same thing about taxes when Hillary said, you didn't need to pay taxes. Exactly. I'm using the system the way it's structured.
People don't like you, Rich, because you're slimy.
Oh, it's not shit, bro.
You fidge and fudge on fucking welfare checks and lie about unemployment.
I've never received a welfare check in my entire life.
Rich is
never had welfare in my.
Rich is married to an LBFM, so I mean, I don't know what he's doing on the stage.
Dare I ask what an LBFM is?
It's what they call in the military. They call them. So they used to have a base, and my dad would fly over. He never fucked any Filipino women.
You're talking about Subic Bay.
So they would call. They called the women their little brown fucking machines. That was an acronym in the military.
Yep. They are.
Damn it, I hate that I asked, but now we learn something new every day. Little brown fucking machines.
Oh, they're the horniest women on earth.
That's probably true, yeah.
That's why they all have 12 to 16 kids.
And she's like, what? I wish I could have been this slut like that. Why not?
I think they all have hyperthyroidism is why.
BB, he's married to his mate. You're married to. I don't think you are married. You're just an alcoholic.
Oh, I would agree with what BB said. She is my maid, my housekeeper, my cook, my sex slave. She's all these things. She's a nanny. She's everything. It's amazing. Yeah, don't try to insult me with a good time, BB.
BB, how many goats does your family need to marry you?
How many men in your family have fucking goats, BB?
BB, I don't know how often you've been in this space, but I don't know. If you go hard on the chat, we got some shooters on the stage. They're gonna come.
She knows us.
Oh yeah, we all know
this
each
has
other.
been years. She's this shit talking goes all day. With her, she's not a sensitive little girl.
Pepe used to be part of the chillism group way back when. Oh, we ran Brad away? Oh no. Hey, at least Scarlett's happy now.
It's because you guys are really unpleasant. I'd smack the shit out of you guys in person.
Welcome, Dr. Mitch. What's up, Dr. Mitch? I think he's coming up. Hey, Dr. Mitch.
So you want the medical perspective on this?
On the mental.
Oh no, am I breaking up already?
Yeah, you're in the Matrix.
All I heard you say, do we want the medical perspective on this? What is this? What were you?
Well, look at the top of does Clubhouse draw a type of mentally ill person?
Oh yes, please go ahead.
God, I don't even know where to start on this. Okay, the first thing I'll say is it's not good to make generalities, right? Because that's a very wide net, and so it's kind of hard to answer the question. But somebody who's truly mentally ill probably doesn't even know it, so they're not going to tell you anyway. Certainly, a narcissist or a psychopath is not going to say, "Yeah, I'm a lunatic." Is that too much?
Nope. I'm looking at all you purple voters.
Well, I mean, a narcissist and a sociopath aren't probably going to even realize they are one, to be fair.
Never, Pepe. That's the point, yeah. No, that's actually how you know you're not a psychopath, because you think you are one.
See? Go Team Green. We're all the mental healthy ones.
I don't know. My friend Serenity Serendipity, she actually is the only rational person on Clubhouse.
Thank you, Dr. Mitch.
I mean, I am an agent of chaos. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like when you look at all of those cluster B traits, like when it comes. I mean, I do have like ADHD, and I don't know. Sometimes wonder, like, maybe you can have like the traits, but they're not full on.
Wait, MG just said in the chat, if COVID never happened, I would never be on this app. Same here. Is that true for many of us on the stage right now? Was the COVID pandemic the reason?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been online. Period. Like, I didn't do social media shit where I talked to strangers until like 5 years ago. Otherwise, I literally had zero interest in expressing myself online or talking to people.
I started on a mom app, and then a bunch of us migrated over here, and I just never went back to the mom app because it got boring after a while.
Those moms are way hella boring compared to Clubhouse rooms.
Oh, the drama can get nasty, but yeah, the rooms just yeah, no.
What does that say about us, though? Like, those of us that think it's funny to rile people up, that is, maybe not within the realm of healthy. And then there's a lot of you who also like to participate in the drama and the name calling. And even for those who don't, you guys definitely like to go in the rooms where it's happening. Those are always the busiest rooms. I would say there's a lot to unpack there.
Trolling is a participation sport. I like this room, right? Don't you, Serendipity? I like this room, and Roger has been he's just been really kind lately. It's like the new and improved. He's just been kind of kind and patient. I remember when he,
I totally agree.
Right? I remember when he used to like, I don't know, just knock people off their perches for a while.
Hey, Dr. Mitch, I got a question. What does it mean if when you pee, it burns? What would you think that probably indicates?
Oh, shit. You better get swabbed, man. It's a UTI or an STD, but they're pretty much almost interchangeable.
Okay, cool.
You guys step on the joke. Pepe, Dr. Mitch said stop fucking with prostitutes and you might need to get a test.
Amazing.
Oh,
you know, if Rich only thought that he was 60% like funnier than he actually is.
Do you realize that it only matters if it's funny to me?
I do want to say that, like, I did meet my soulmate, Callie, in the audience. I met her on this app.
Comedy
that's
is
pretty
subjective,
cool.
and it
Fuck
only
you,
matters
Rich.
to me.
Don't interrupt my fucking shout out.
Have you been to the Self-Realization Fellowship, Dr. Mitch?
Sure. Yeah, I live in Oceanside. And I had a house in Carlsbad, yes. I have been to SRF, yeah. Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda.
Also, it's in the Matrix, Stan.
Oh.
You're in the Matrix, Dr. Mitch. Scarlett, I'll address you as your, legal name on here, that you want to be presented as. I can guarantee if we go watch John Kitover's replays, he was laughing when I said the joke.
I don't care. You know, it's only funny if it's funny to me.
Rich,
I agree with that.
Actually, I forgot. I said I'm going to stay out of it, but I stay out of it, out of the drama. But I respectfully request that y'all keep the peace with Roger's queen, Scarlett, please.
I will. I'll
Okay,
be nice.
But Nye, you understand. You do understand, right? That it's not me. That this gentleman, and I use the term hyperbolically, has little to recommend him. And I think he's filled with so much self-hate that the little that does recommend him kind of ruins most of the time.
Hey, I have a question for clarification. From the conversation that you and I had the other day, do you think that I'm racist?
Oh boy.
Black power.
Pepe, shut your mouth. Shut up. Rich, okay, here's the deal. I don't know you personally. I don't know how you get down in your personal
From what you've gathered from our conversation the other day.
But from what I gathered from our conversation, some of y'all are going to hate me for saying this. I don't think you're racist. But I also don't
I'm an asshole, right?
Racist either.
Oh, I don't either. I
think
was fuck with it.
very messy. I think you're very messy. I think you know how to manipulate. You're a master manipulator, and there's no judgment. I think you know how to stir the shit in rooms that you go in. I know you are a masterful at centering yourself, right? And, based on that conversation that you and I had, and we're not going to go into it, but you said something to me that, that's why, basically you said something that has bothered me. And, we'll just leave it at that. And so to answer your question, I don't think you're racist. I understood your point of view. It does not necessarily mean I agree with it, but I understood your point of view. But I also say this, though, Rich. When you were called out on that stage that day, you initially lied and said, if memory serves me correctly, you initially lied and said you didn't use the N-word, et cetera, and then later on admitted that you did. So you have to stand on business, sir. If you're going to use this kind of language across the app and get called out on it, and when you got to stand on business, don't lie about it.
Oh no, I said that I used the word. I used the two words that are not allowed on this stage. Because we kept beating around the bush, the word, and then at the very end, I said the two words that are now, one of the words is now added after I said it, which I had been recommending for that word to be also added to the rules and regulations. And I said those two words, and then I said to Roger, I said, because he paused for a few seconds, and I said, is your fat finger trying to find the button? And he said, yep. And then next thing I was gone. So I did concede I said it.
You know, people have been reaching. Wait, hold on. Let me just say this really quick. People, I just want to make something clear. People have been reaching out to me for a hot minute now about me being in JB's space, me being in Mojo's space as the black girl, me being, talking to Monica, the N word when white folks use the N word. Y'all, let me just say this. I've been on this app for I don't know how many years, okay? And I'm not gonna say I'm desensitized to the word, but I can't get triggered every time white folks use the N word and then get on spaces with black people and smile and kiki and TT in their face. I said in JB's room previously, I'll repeat it here. I'm a Capricorn and I'm Generation X. And if y'all don't know what that means I don't give a fuck about what y'all be talking about. You dig? So no, I'm not gonna be triggered about folks using the N word. I've heard worse. No, I'm not going to start speaking to certain people because if you're not directing the hate towards me, I really don't care, right? Because I know how a lot of people on this app, you're characters. We like to say things for shock value. Lord knows I do. And first of all, I would be kind of hypocritical because anybody's been in my Saturday entertainment room. I offend everyone equally, right? So I'm pretty tame in Mojo's room. My room, I talk hella shit about everyone. And by everyone, I'm not talking about anybody on this app. I have very strong, spicy opinions. I drop the N word and all kinds of words, right? So, like I said last night, my mother said, and I'll land here, my mother said, black people stole the N word from the white man and have made it internationally famous. And we profited off the N word through our music and art, and we owe the white man money for stealing his word. Why would I get mad at the white folks for using it? I know y'all don't want to hear me say that. I'm not saying the word is cool. I'm not saying it's okay to use the N word. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't get triggered every time I'm on Clubhouse and I get a back end about so and so said the N word, and I don't give a fuck. And half the people who are in my back end complaining to me about white folks using the N word sit in black spaces where black people talk shit about black people all day and put down black women all day and call each other the N word all day, right? So don't now come to me about the same shit you're going to sit in other rooms and entertain and give a pass to it because black folks are saying it. If you're going to be outraged about it, keep it consistent across all rooms. And I'll say that.
I knew I liked you, Nye, because I'm a Capricorn too.
So you're saying it's cultural appropriation? Is that what you're saying, Nye?
That is called that black folks have culturally appropriated the word from white folks?
Yes.
According to my mother, yes. I had never thought about that until Mom said it. And I said, you know what? It tickled me pink. Okay? And I said, I agree with you 100%. These ninjas owe the white man money. Pay the white man his money for stealing his word. Y'all talk about you stole the word and made it a term of endearment. Well, the white man said he wants to use his word. Shit, now he's checking in with black folks on social media to see if it's okay if he can use his word. Pay the white man his reparations for the N word.
Wow, that's brutal. No, you always elevate the conversation, honestly. You bring the energy up wherever you go. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so I think one of the things you probably take attention the other day when we were talking was that I use it as a tool to attack people whenever they attack me. I use it as a bludgeon tool. So yeah, I mean, and Hakeem, if he were here right now, I know verbatim what he would say. You wouldn't say that because you don't say that in real life because there's consequences. No, in real life, I don't say that word. But when I'm on Clubhouse and somebody's telling me they're going to murder my friggin' wife and kids, then yeah, I feel the need to use that word to rile them up.
So you do use the word, okay?
I already conceded that.
I think you're just being provocative because you think it's funny.
Well, I got a question. Should someone being or not being a racist be an absolute metric on whether or not they are a good or bad person? In other words, if someone's a racist, then they are completely a bad person, and that's it. That's no other values or metrics can be used on the person.
Alan, you know that everything is a gradient. You know, there are no absolutes, right? There's no absolute. Being a racist doesn't make you absolutely horrible.
Well, is that your answer? Is that your answer?
Yeah, my answer. Yeah, because even Hitler took care of his dogs, right? So I don't think that's a good question.
Well, if you don't think it's a good question, why were you the first one to jump up and answer?
Because I knew the answer. That's why.
Because you knew the answer? Well, I know that you appointed yourself the judge and jury on what is or is not a good question. But I don't know, maybe somebody else wants to answer, and we don't need to hear your opinion on what is or is not a good question.
I think to Dr. Mitchell's,
Alan, okay?
I think to Dr. Mitchell's point, Alan, for example, Messi. Maya's already acknowledged, and I agree with her. I don't believe that Messi Clown is racist. Do I think that he can weaponize it and use it to his advantage and do things that are racist? Yeah, but I don't necessarily think he is a racist. So I think to say, well, if someone's racist, does that make them a bad person? Is people can do racist things, but in their heart, maybe not really be. You know, am I making any sense?
Yeah, I understand. Well, let's take it one step further. If we determine that someone is a racist, and we determine that by whether or not they use the N-word, does that person then deserve to be beaten?
Hey,
Yes.
on all other news,
Very hardly.
I would like to address and congratulate and wish a happy clubhouse anniversary to MG. It is your clubhouse anniversary. No one said shit. I wanted to address MG and say, happy clubhouse anniversary, girl. Appreciate you.
You're lying. I told her happy clubhouse anniversary in chat.
She sure
Hell
did.
yeah. Yeah, the acknowledgements. What's up? Yeah.
Dawn,
Yeah, appreciate you.
her left pinky toe needs cleaning too. You got the right one. Wash thoroughly. Thank you.
Alan, just to answer your question really quick, look, I don't want to be around racists. I think it's just weird. I don't, this is not my reality. But again, you know, I'm Ethiopian. I married a white man. I have biracial children. My friends, I have a lot of Jewish friends. I don't know. I have a lot of white girlfriends, black, homegirls. So I get that I'm the anomaly. But this is not my reality. I think it's weird. So
Can I?
Yeah, but I didn't ask if you wanted to be around.
On the app.
I asked if they are good or bad people.
I would, in my opinion, I would judge them as bad people. In my opinion.
Okay.
Can I just let me weigh in really quick? I'll try to be really quick with this. Alan, when you asked that question, it made me think about when I was living in LA for 20 years. Okay, and I can't tell you how startled I was. And this is hand to Bible truth, y'all. I'm not making this up. How surprised I was by the number, it was a handful, right, of so-called neo-Nazis or so-called white supremacist males, white males who, you know, the locals, the community, you know, or my apartment building at the time when I first moved there, were aware that these individuals were racist, okay? But my encounters with them were always pleasant, always kind, never racist, never hateful, right? I had a roommate once that dated a guy who was a neo-Nazi. Long story how that happened. When I met the bitch, she was a lesbian. When I moved in with her, she was a bisexual dating a black man. But at the time I moved out, she was dating a neo-Nazi, case in and of itself. And so he was cool as shit. Sometimes we would go have coffee, right? So you ask if they're racist, are they good people? If they're racist, does it mean that they are or not good people? Alan, I don't know. I can just say from my experience dealing with a handful of so-called neo-Nazis in LA and North Hollywood that I quote-unquote befriended, they always treated me with kindness and respect. We never engaged in hateful rhetoric. We never talked shit about other cultures or races. But when I would be around the community, meaning the neighbors or the locals, their experiences with these guys were completely different. So that's my response to your question. Not helpful, but just my personal lived experience.
Yeah, well, I think that says judging from her dating history, it says more about her than anything else. But yeah, I get it.
Do y'all remember Cardano on this app? Do y'all remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right. Nah, did you ever meet Cardano? I don't know if this was before you were here or not, but
yeah, I don't think I know Cardano.
Okay, well, everyone knows how racist he is, and he's a huge anti-Semite, right? For whatever reason, he took a liking to me. He really liked me. He followed me. I would never follow him back because I think you're weird, and I think you're dangerous, and I think this, the stuff that you say in these rooms is it's disgusting. So, could we really ever trust these people? I can't trust you if you're racist. If you're openly saying the N-word, talking shit about Jews, we can't be friends. That's just my red line. And I'm not gonna let that pass. We can't fuck with each other. Because I just don't think you're a good person.
Yeah, well, Cardano was interesting. He was famous because he came on as Cardano, and by the time he left the app, he was up to like Cardano 29. So, yeah, that's yeah, but the problem with Cardano was he was honest. That's all.
He really wasn't. His best friends on the app were KP and Sig.
Well, he was actually
lost and confused.
I don't think so. He did. So I didn't meet him when he very first joined the app, but everybody had said by the time I met him, he was a totally different person. He'd always want to. There was a lot of hatred black people were incredibly hateful towards white people and really nasty to them.
Were?
Well,
or need are.
It doesn't matter. But he ended up. I guess he would try to talk to them, and then he he got so tired of it, and he hit the arc of his trajectory, just went complete boomerang the other direction, and he did join Blood Tribe. He did move to Maine to be with them. And for those who don't know what Blood Tribe is, that is a neo-Nazi organization. So I don't think he was I think his heart was largely kind of in it, but I don't think he's a naturally hateful person. And so, I remember telling everybody, dude, he's not going to last. He's going to change. And people are like, oh, no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like, dude, I've been talking to these people for years. He's not somebody who I think had the personality profile of somebody who would stick in one of these groups.
Yeah, I used to think that too. Sorry, Alan, I'll just say this and I'll hand the mic back to you. I used to think that too, Pepe, and I was in a room one day because I was like, why does he like me so much? I'm obviously black. But whatever, so we were in a room, Zadie comes in, and for those of you that don't know who Zadie is, Zadie's Jewish. Zadie comes on stage, and he flips the fuck out, says the most horrible anti-Semitic shit I've ever heard in my life, to the point where I was literally scared. And I remember texting Abby, oh my God, we have to do something about Cardano. Because he was just losing it in real time on stage. He had a meltdown talking about Jews. And that moment was a defining moment for me. I was like, see, if they don't like...
Wait, are we talking about JBMG?
No. See, they don't like black people, they don't like Jews, and I cannot be your friend. Look at this shit. And he just went off on Zadie.
Yeah, well, okay, two people have spoken. First, MG, let nothing I say mean that you shouldn't have stopped talking to him and you shouldn't be scared of him. However, in that story, you're discounting the personality of Zadie. So Zadie was hardcore pro-Jewish, absolutely. And Zadie had a personality too. But, so that's the other side of that story. But Scarlett, I know you were there when